Hey guys, it's Maggie and I am back today, and I thought for this video I could actually share a little bit more about my story, introduce myself, and share how I got on YouTube and why I talk about what I talk about online, because my recent video in which I share about my lack of anus got a lot of people intrigued. So I got a few new subscribers. So if you don't know me, this video might be a little bit more helpful for understanding my channel. So obviously, my name is Maggie. I am 29. I will be 30 in the next few months, and I live with my husband. We've been married for a little over 2 years, together over 10 years, disgusting. And his name is Zach. We have 4 awesome dogs. We have Bruno, Nanners, Holly, and Dixie. They are all fairly big. Nanners is our smallest, and she's our Staffy, who's like very muscular and kind of scary looking, but also the sweetest out of all of them. They're all rescues, and we live on a farm property. So we've got our house, and then we've got a barn that we've been working on, turning it into a business eventually. So we've got a number of things going on, and I share a bit of my life on YouTube. A lot of intimate details that probably not a lot of people want to share online. But I lost my dignity a long time ago when I had 3 or 4 doctors, nurses, techs up my butt removing stitches. So I really like to share online my experience with my disease, as well as a bit of stuff beyond that, because my life isn't just Crohn's disease. It isn't just ostomy. They are not my personality, although if you sign on to my channel, I talk about it a lot, because I remember being a teenager experiencing very scary symptoms, not understanding why they were happening to me, and the only thing that I could think to do was try to go online and find something there. But at the time, Google was not what it is now, and social media was almost non-existent. Facebook existed and YouTube did exist, but I believe at that time there was only one other person. It was actually 2 people that shared a YouTube channel. There's only 2 other people online sharing. I just felt very alone. And my Crohn's disease, I was diagnosed when I was, I believe, 11 years old. I had started having symptoms a number of years beforehand. It took a very long time as a child to get diagnosed, because you're kind of labeled as a picky eater. You know, you just need to drink more milk and eat more and you'll grow. Stopped growing, stopped eating, lost weight, and got more sick. And from the time that I was finally diagnosed to the time that I wound up getting ostomy surgery was not very long. I was diagnosed at 11 and my ostomy surgery was when I was 16. So it was a short span of very developmental years that all of this happened. And oh my gosh, I just felt like I must be the only 16-year-old experiencing this. So essentially, my ostomy happened as an emergency surgery. The Crohn's disease had strictured my intestines fairly severely, and I wound up getting a surgery to take out those narrow spots. That's what strictures are. And it seemed like it was going well until it clearly had not gone well. And where they had made the reconnections with my intestines, it had split apart. Having everything that you just ate that week after surgery floating around in your abdomen, not good for you. I wound up with peritonitis. I almost died. Wound up getting emergency surgery, and that's how I wound up with my ostomy. It was supposed to be temporary, but if you watched my last lack of anus video, you know that I made it permanent with the proctocolectomy. So yeah, the ostomy surgery was not really expected, but also I almost did expect it because I felt sick. I remember telling my dad the night before my resection surgery, like, I think I'm gonna wind up with an ostomy eventually, whether it happens, sooner or later. I think that is going to be my future, because after that period of time of experiencing such a damaged rectum and having to still use it, I was like, this can't be the rest of my life. I can't have to deal with this. It's awful. So anyways, I wound up, as it turns out, getting an ostomy, and I knew of other kids in school that also had a form of inflammatory bowel disease. Crohn's is one type of IBD, but I was the sickest, it seemed like, and I was the one getting the surgeries, and I was the only one with an ostomy. So I couldn't go and talk to them, and my friend group didn't have any experience with it, so I couldn't really talk to them either. They would listen to me though. I had wonderful friends growing up that were very supportive of everything I went through. But I had always been interested in YouTube. I loved making videos when I was younger. You know, I'd make different videos for my family and present them at all the holiday parties. And I decided, well, why don't I jump online and just see if anybody else is out there who's also a teenager, also has Crohn's disease, also has an ostomy, because I would really like to talk to somebody about this. And I didn't expect the response that I got. There were so many people of all different ages, all over the world, that had very similar experiences to me. And so this YouTube channel grew into something I didn't expect. And actually, this week, I believe, it's January 30th, this week is my channel's birthday. It'll be 13. So there you go. But it was just wild to me that there was this whole world out there of people having this experience. And this was a time before, you know, there were a lot of social media advocates. I don't think Instagram existed. Facebook did exist, but it was very, you know, it wasn't what it is today. I remember sitting in the hospital after my ostomy surgery. My dad and I went to the hallway computer. They had one computer for all the patients to use, and we were looking up forums and chat rooms. Like, that's what was out there for information online. And we found, you know, a mom who was taking care of a son that had an ostomy, so we were getting tips from them. But it wasn't what it is today. And so in thinking of that, realizing the connections that I was making online, I just started to share my experiences. I would bring a camera to every dilation of my rectum. I had to go through a lot of procedures to do that. I would bring it to, you know, different appointments. I would show my ostomy changes online because I'm thinking, this information wasn't out there all that long ago. Like, somebody should be talking about it, so why not me? And over the years, this channel, I think, has developed a little bit. I wound up going to nursing school because of all of my experiences, and my mom was a nurse as well. Actually, we have multiple nurses and doctors in my family, so it's not that unusual that I would go into the nursing field anyway. But I really liked watching all of the nurses do just these complicated things like central line dressing changes and managing IV pumps. I just thought, wow, like, it takes smarts and, you know, a really organized person to be a nurse and do that kind of stuff. So I became very interested when I was in the hospital after ostomy surgery. And through this whole time, you know, from me being 16 until, you know, now me being 29, I've been sharing all of my experiences with this disease because it hasn't just been the ostomy. One of the things you learn about chronic illness is that it'll attack in ways that you don't expect. And I've had kidney complications, I've had kidney surgery, I have issues with my sinuses, I have a lot of sinus infections because of the medication I'm on. I'm on a medication that kind of modulates my immune system and prevents it from attacking myself and causing further Crohn's disease. And this medication is an injection, so I had to learn how to do injections on myself. I've had a lot of experiences, and it's kind of odd because on YouTube I get the comments from people who understand, who have been through it, that are like, oh my gosh, this is the way I do things, or I've had that experience. And then I have this other set of comments where people are saying, how are you so positive? You're so inspiring. And I really don't feel that way. I didn't make this channel to show people how to be positive in terrible situations. I think that we're all we're all just here on planet Earth trying to live as well as we can and enjoy our days. And so I want to show that Crohn's disease, my ostomy, my lack of anus is not my life. It's not my focus. It's not what I think about 24/7. Obviously, there are aspects that I have to manage throughout the day, but my life is not about that. So I show, you know, how I manage, but also how I live beyond that, which is why I share about my life with my husband on here. I share about my garden too, because it's one of my favorite things to do. I'm always out in the garden when it's not freezing cold outside. I share about the dogs. I share, you know, our barn that we've been working on for years. If you saw the intro where Zach and I are all dressed up getting married, the barn in the background is our barn. It's an 1800s barn that we renovated, and it's something we're really proud of. So I like to share these things to show people that life is not over because you're having to change an ostomy bag and do all these other things. Now, I do recognize I am very fortunate in my health. There are people that have had far more complicated things happen that they have to deal with far more often. But I hope that my videos encourage people, no matter what situation they're going through, because everybody's got something. Everybody's got something going on, whether it be health related or not. I hope it encourages you to just find the good in the really negative. And yeah, that's why I share my illness online and talk about uncomfortable topics, talk about intimate topics that people don't want to share about, because it's an aspect of my life that I deal with, but I use humor and we laugh through it and we move on from it, because I don't know, I just want to enjoy life. I just want to have a good time while I'm here, you know? So thank you so much to those who have been subscribers for a long time, and thank you to my new subscribers from my lovely lack of anus video. It's funny saying it. I have to laugh about this stuff, and I hope that you can find the funny in your situation too, whatever it may be. But truly, thank you for your support on here. I love connecting with you guys, people that comment over and over, people that join my live chat premieres, because I'll do that every now and then. I recognize your name. I know who you are. Zach knows who you are. And he asks me about you guys and asks, you know, how's so-and-so doing? Has so-and-so been on? Have they commented recently? I really love making that connection, and feel very lucky that I can do this. So, all right, guys. I've been blabbing long enough. I hope that you all have a lovely weekend, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys.